And we're back. We're live. Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Hello.
Mickey.
How's Sam today?
Oh, you know, I launched a thing. It's about that different time. Many things. Excited to be here with you, though, Stuart. It always brightens my day.
Does it, though?
Yes.
That sounded super convincing. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Glad you're joining us today. Today, we're going to be looking at cool-looking starships from any franchise. You guys super chat in any ship you guys want us to take a look at. We'll rank it based on its cool factor and just how cool the design is, how good it looks. So that's the story. That's what we're doing. These are always fun because we get so many curveballs and weird stuff coming out of the woodwork. Some of which we know about, some of which we don't. So, yeah. 16 of you here, though. That's awesome, guys. Make sure you're subscribed and hit like.
That's one of those things I'm really, do throw in, all the Stargate ships, all the Battlestar ships. Like, you can put in amazing, famous, cool... We like looking at famous, cool ones too, right?
Yes.
There's so many. It doesn't need to be, although it can be, it doesn't need to be the random extra bonus super mega this one episode at this one time. So we encourage some famous ones. I mean, hey, lots of good Star Wars ships. They are fun to talk about. I'm just saying, right?
Yes, yeah.
But let me get sharing. And it would be interesting, because I think the last time we did a ship one, we really refined how we've done this. We are always refining, right? But I think the comparative nature, I think we're going to get better at debating and compromising is not the right word, but finding equilibrium, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll see you in a few seconds as I share.
Absolutely. And you guys chime in as well, what you guys think about the ships that you guys mentioned, bring up, and we're talking about. And if you don't agree with the placement on the board, you can change it, as you guys know. So we'll get to the super chats that are in already in a minute as soon as Sam is back, but I'd like to tell everybody to hit like, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, click notification bell icon to all, do all the things that normal YouTubers tell you to do. We appreciate it. It actually does help out immensely with the analytics and such, so yeah. Dan Ben says, you say viewer's choice, but you want yours. No, we don't. Nobody mentions the ones we expect them to mention. It's always some weird fucking anime that nobody's ever heard of. And it's just like, there's a whole bunch of ships that haven't been mentioned in any of these that are more recognizable to more people. So that's what we kind of mean. So if we want to do ours, we would just do ours. We've done that before, but we're not. It's not the case today. So, but yeah, make sure you click the links down below. They're all linked to Teespring and the TeePublic. Go check out their merch, the merch. There's Trekyards merch and other merch there, so go check them out.
Indeed. I'm going to throw in an instant poll because I have a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Which I have right now.
Anyway, yeah. 28 of you now, which is great. Only 12 likes still, though. Hit the like button. Let's get up to 20 likes right off the hop. And when the poll comes up, go vote on the poll. But we're looking for interesting, cool-looking ship designs. We're not going to get into the nitty-gritty of what the ships do, what their capabilities are necessarily. We're going for just pure looks today. Cool factors.
Maybe, dare I say, some sex appeal,
Yeah.
Ranking sex appeal of the various ships. It's possible.
All right, and the poll is up. Is the NSEA Protector from Galaxy Quest in your top 10 sci-fi ship designs? Yes or no?
So it's both kind of a broad question, but also, it's okay if it's not, right?
Yeah, my answer is no for that one. Just because there's so many cool sci-fi ship designs, and that's not the best looking ship.
Again, this is why this is interesting, right? It's so damn... I mean, I want to use it again for something that's so, distinct, but also safe. Because it's just a Star Trek ship, but in a different form. Right, where are we going? Oh, well.
Let's pull up the chart. We have an NA section this time, so
Yes.
if we think it's beyond ridiculous,
Yeah.
we're just going to throw it in there. Not applicable. Anyway, Ozzy throws in $5 and says, "Never give up, never surrender," which is the NSCA protector.
It is indeed. So I hadn't linked the two together, but I appreciate the first thing is the one that I really thought of. Galaxy Quest, sex appeal, spiel your spiel, Stuart, which has just come out in Fleet Command, or when we were in Vegas. So you can now go play the NSA Protector, which is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, not the best looking design. Don't like the racket look of it. You must be on a totally different slide. Yes, you are. Okay. Yeah, not a big fan of the design. It does feel Starfleet-esque with its colors and stuff. It does seem sleek, but something about it I just don't really like. I don't know. It's a fine design though. Like for sci-fi parody kind of movie, they did a really good job with this one. But personally, it's not one of my favorites.
Now, do you think you're slightly biased in that it's been overhyped and therefore you kind of go against the grain? Because it's a well-loved ship and movie. Do you think it's so loved that you'll kind of just reverse for the sake of it, almost?
No, I absolutely love the movie. It's fantastic. But it's a fine ship design. It was very well thought out and looks cool. Looks sleek, but looks Star Trek, but not, which is the point. So I mean, it's fine.
All right. Yeah, for me, it's it is the TMP Enterprise just in different shape, which is kind of amazing. How the only thing different is it hasn't got bastards; it's got blue engines, whatever. Damn graceful, damn flowing. The miniature is glorious in the film with some lovely details. The fact that it's got a hidden shuttle bay, the fact that if you freeze frame the movie, you can see all the blinkies are actually very close to TOS and are blinkies throughout. I love the way it swoops. Hard to light without having emissions because unless the glow is actually glowing out, they just kind of get lost. Windows are annoying because they're all different sizes, kind of, and there aren't rooms. It's not built that way. La la la. And it's just, I mean, it's a 10 out of 10 in the movie, but that's the only ship of the movie, right? As compared to Sarah's ship. So yeah, real pretty, and a blast building a replica for the fan film Crisis of Infinite Excaliburs, in which you can see it in there. And I hope to do more with it. In fact, you are even dealing with it in a film, I will say. There's a fun shot of you dealing with it, which I believe you've seen. Was in a recent something or other. Yes. So where would you gut reaction this, and then we'll debate.
B.
If I'm critical, I'll be B. But for the fact that it's basically a Star Trek ship, just different, I'd say A. But I'll go B, and then I'll start comparing this to other Bs, which at first might give A more space.
Yeah. I think B is a good one to start with, at least. And yeah, it can be moved.
Contrast.
Either by you guys or because comparison-wise, right? So
contrast is going to be, and that's why we love contrast, right? We're forced to take a look and put ourselves in the position of, well, we said this for that. Oh no.
Yeah.
We're now stuck for something else.
Classic Real $5. The Super Fumina. Yes, this is a real spaceship. I swear it's designed to be an actual spaceship that flies in space. Yeah, I can look it up. I assume that's this.
Yep.
That's NA. Ridiculous.
But why is it ridiculous, Jim? We've got to give him at least a few seconds.
Well, I don't know. Why do you think it's ridiculous?
Because
Exactly.
it's the skirt.
It speaks for itself.
It's the skirt wouldn't work in space. I don't understand the point of the hull plating to make it skin coloured. Just make the damn ship coloured.
There you go.
There you go. So
Yeah.
NA, because if you didn't know it was a spaceship by first or second or third glance, I don't think it's going to be high in the ranking of spaceships. And can people even super chat out of NA? Because that feels like almost like the penalty box from the Q from yesterday. So I thought it was too far to get out of. Ooh.
Yeah, no, you can. You can get out of NA, but it has to be like a $20 super chat. That's the new rule. I know Classic Fury would just bump it right up to S and be like, "This is awesome," and it's like, is it though?
I mean, technically it's next to us, so I guess you could argue it's bumping to the left, not up.
Well, it has to go down and all the way up.
Oh.
So those are the rules.
Okay. And we don't make the rules here on Trekyards, we just enforce them.
Yes.
I think it is fair to say you can include, as limited, Trek ships. This is everything.
Yep.
So it is fair. Oh, Trek Culture's here. Hello. Hello, hello.
Yes, exactly. Trek culture.
No.
Yeah, we have a little arrow. If anything gets bumped up and it's totally ridiculous, we just put an arrow on it saying that somebody bumped it up. So
I mean, we are the definitive ranking for these things, so we've always got to be careful.
yeah. All right. Olivia Julius, $2. Blip of Project Hail Mary.
Once again, the boxy one from her childhood.
This one?
I'm trying to do them in order, so yes.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yes. And guys, again, I'd love to talk about Stargate ships. Put in for different Stargate ships would be great. I'm just saying, there's so many of them. It's like 5 motherships.
Interesting geometric shapes and design, but I mean, it's pretty simplistic. You got a nostalgia thing for it, I get it. I don't understand. There's no windows, there's no detail, there's nothing. Yeah, I mean, it's probably...
Yeah, you know, when I see it, I think you'll become one with the Borg, but then as if the Borg was like the 40s, and this is the entire budget they could spend.
Yeah.
I do think it's got to be an NA, because Fs have to be better than this in sex appeal, because we're kind of sex appealing, right?
I was going to say a D for this, because it at least looks like a starship.
Does
Like
it?
a ship of some kind.
It looks like a church steeple sideways.
Yeah. At least it feels like a starship, and there are uglier starships than this.
Are there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's put it at F and see. And once we find something ugly, we'll bump it up.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Because this is currently my. Not I'm saying it's ugly. I'm just saying the ugliest in this list.
You're saying it's ugly.
Although that also feels like you're challenging people. I've challenged people to, you know, to find something uglier. Yeah.
Moving along. Matthew DeFridas, $5. How about the Endurance from Interstellar?
Do you remember Interstellar, Stuart?
Yeah, I only watched it like last year for the first time.
Oh damn!
I've only seen it once. Don't remember the ship though.
It's the ship. It's the ship. It's the NASA thing, and it was a lot of miniature work, both physical, the whole thing, and also they built segments. So a lot of the close-ups are just a camera on a real segment. So that's why it feels so grounded, and it spins and yeah. It's a cool dynamic NASA thing that's a bit different. It's not just the same, you know, Avatar, big long thing with pylons. I remember the docking was very cool. I'll go straight to D for this because it's great in the movie. It's more interesting than the average NASA ship thing, but certainly isn't trying to push the boundaries because it's a ship that could have been made today-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, there are some really good scenes of it in the movie. Yeah. It vibes well in it.
Okay, well, D it is. I'm perfectly happy with that because, yeah, the real space stuff is cool. Some of it is a little more cool. This just doesn't quite do it for me.
Doesn't tickle you in the place slightly particular. What?
Classic for real, $5. The whatever the Renko, which is even more obviously a spaceship if you're not satisfied with my last choice.
That is the other lady.
You can see the gun turrets for all the space.
Yes.
Yeah, it's absolutely an A.
Although in fairness, there was it can be slightly ship configuration, but also in fairness, what? Yes, I don't know if this is going to be high ranked. So I think it's best to keep it a low score again. As this.
It's an NA. It's
okay.
Absolutely not applicable as a ship.
They task us, Stuart. They task us.
We shall have them.
And the moons of Nibia. Classic Free will task us.
Indeed. Olivia, $5. Enterprise ring ship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is the Eaglemoss version. There are many.
Yeah.
This is the licensed official-ish version.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about it first?
Yeah, I'm still getting other shots.
It's a nice addition to the Enterprise lineage. I love the concept of ring warp ships. And it was brought back in Lower Decks with the Beagle, same kind of design, but a little different. Also, this was a really fun episode of Trekyards that we did. I really enjoyed researching this one because there's different versions of this over the years, from the spaceflight chronology to other sources, and they all have different sizes and different uses. So it was kind of fun to look into it, and it definitely seems something that is very realistic and probable within the next 50 to 60 years, maybe 100 years.
You'd like to think 50 to 60, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. So yeah, it's a nice addition to the Enterprise legacy, and the fact that you can see the progression, from aircraft carrier to shuttle to this, and just I like it that it's such a different look than the other Enterprises. But the XCV, even, I love the way those go together. Those letters for the registry. There's a lot to like here. Doesn't look super sexy and sleek by any stretch, but it's also not at all ugly. It's got a unique look and feel to it. So,
it's also like judging the Nebuchadnezzar, right? It's not trying to look sexy; it just looks cool. So deliberate, or Starbug, right? It's like it's not sexy, but it's cool. So for me, this one, and now we're going all Trek, right? All sci-fi, right? So I'm going to say straight, this is a best to see. NSA is much nicer looking, to me. Doesn't mean it's not good looking. It's just meant to look hyper retro and basic and simple and thin and clunky. Fine, but yeah, sex appeal, cool value. We're going to see a lot of nice looking ships, and this is okay, which is fine, right?
Yeah, I think C's good.
And thanks, Gabe, for putting a Trek ship in the board.
Yeah, this is just about obscure things. There's so many franchises that we could be looking at. So, Schmobuddy, $5. The Omega class destroyer, Babylon 5, beam lasers, pulse weapons, fighters, rotary gravity. It's got it all.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's a real bitch to animate with because you got to keep track where the rotation is if you're doing a second shot.
Yeah.
So it's actually really annoying to work with.
I like the rotating section to imply something's going on with the gravity and all that, not just a static ship. I'm going to be saying this about a lot of them. It's got a very unique look to it. It's fine. I've never really watched Babylon 5 very much, so I don't know what else to say. I'm not a biggest fan of the design necessarily, so I don't know where it'll fall in the sexy category, but at least it's got some stuff going on. I think it's probably ring ship level for me, at least. So C level.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the form decides the function, but it's not trying to be sexy. It's trying to be grounded and real and logical and bulky, but as absolutely as detailed as they could make at the time, right? I mean, think about when it was made. This is a detailed ship. Is it a detailed ship now? No. And it's, it's very 2001 with its pods. It was very 2010, almost to the point of stealing it. But yeah, it's very capable. We never really get the biggest sense of it because I think they reused the Babylon 5 main command set for the bridge set, and then I don't remember seeing corridors really. So it was never like, even though it was in it a lot, it was never like this is the set. I have no idea what was in the rings. I have no idea what, that might be me for getting one episode, but I have no idea what a crew quarters looks like. So I would say, yeah, because again, NSCA is now the bar of B, right? So I say this is a very strong C for quality on the show, but sexiness, yes, I would agree, mid C to low C. It's got a really rustic charm, which the ring has like a rustic simplicity.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
There's a lot of Babylon 5 ships. There is a ton we could include on this. They're all going to be radically different. So, do. Except that one from the TV movie with Jakar, because Stuart didn't like that, and I'm not particularly positive of it either. So, yes.
Or how about you just do what you want and don't listen to what Sam says?
Oh, harsh.
Right?
Fair.
Rich McConville, $5. Off topic for a second. Sent 20 to Sam's GoFundMe. Hope you get everything back.
Yes, thank you. That was launched just before this live. Talk about it at the end if people are still here. Yeah, if you can help, please do. Bit of a situation be happening. Ha 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 ha. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. It really does make a big difference. Every 5 and 10 does add up. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Shayla Moore Productions, $5. The Gotengo Final Wars.
This is a new one. I like new ones.
New what? New ship?
Yeah, I've never seen this before. Or in these lives. We've done a couple of these, so.
It gives the sense of being a drill to burrow into the earth, or even a hand, like a rifle of some sort. Looks like it's got the bottom part that folds down to be a handle. And yeah, the red inset. I mean, it's kind of sexy looking, kind of a good looking ship.
Well, you like night mode, and this is a lot of black, so.
Yeah.
It's always like an evil Thunderbirds.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely sleek. I think that's fair to say. But definitely miniature sleek. Hard to judge. What do you think? Because I'm not particularly in love with it, but I see the value. But I don't know if it's trying to look sexy. And that's what we're kind of judging today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one to place, actually, with what's on the board. I kind of want to say B, but
B.
it doesn't.
Okay. Continue. God, Olivia has some funny ones, wasn't she?
I don't think it's got the whatever we're looking for to put it in C. I don't know. I think B's fine. I like the look of the ship. I could get around. I could get into watching something that has that. I don't know. I'd have to see it in motion and see different angles of it. But
I was going to say D because everything above it's better. It's like I can't visualize the design. What it does beyond that, the scale. Again, it just looks like Thunderbirds with the drill, and it's again nowhere near Protector level for me. Not even close. We can average out a C then, I suppose, unless someone feels very strongly. But it's definitely, I mean, it's a single view, right?
I'll just put it there. Classic for real, $40.
Oh.
Bump up super Fuminina blah 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 blah. Out of the penalty box, so it's a real ranking. I don't even care if it's enough. And also because I just love you guys that damn much. Also, Sam, uniform change, please. No, we're not doing that today.
That'll be tomorrow. But in fairness, we can do that tomorrow if you'd like to. Because that is very kind of you. Etc. Let's find out, Classic. Goodness.
Where are my arrows? I don't have any arrows. Shit. I gotta go find them.
Yeah, you guys doing amazing. Once again, include some Stargate ships, include some Star Wars. No Star Wars yet on the board. Although I always love these though when people get to put their childhood ships on that, especially culturally, depending where you were at the time, equals the things you're gonna see. So there's things in here. I was like, wow, I've never even heard of that because why would I in a British TV in 1994, etc. So it's always fun to see. Yeah, so many classic ones.
Oh, paste.
What does that mean?
Well, we'll use this one.
Yeah. Interesting.
Paste.
Huh.
Alright, we'll put this on there to show that it was taken out of the NA box.
Q is displeased. But we are not displeased.
There we go. Copy and paste. I hate that it just places it where like this. Just, anyway, there you go. Those are both moved up. And
Wow,
look much
big.
better now.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's got to show that it came out of the NA box.
See? Stuart's a real thinker. Real thinker.
Thank you, Classic. Fleetpaw, $5. Have no fear. Fleetpaw is actually here for a change, yeah. I think I may have lost my status as defender from fear, though. Ships, Andromeda, Ascendant.
We do miss you, Fleetpaw, because we always like your silly comments. Or good comments, depending on perspective.
I think this thing probably falls into the B category. It's got a sleeky sexiness to the curves. It's definitely not the typical ship design you see in a lot of science fiction.
Ain't no spires and black things.
No antennas.
No, that's the word you got. Thank you. Antennas. That's what I was looking for.
It's just round and interesting. Negative space. It has a totally different feel from different angles. There's so many interesting looks to this thing. So it might even be elevated to an A, honestly. But I think A or B is probably where I'm thinking this belongs. So,
well, this is a ship that's clearly designed to look sexy. You know, like they're going for that sense of we're so far in the future, tech has evolved so far, that aesthetic can play a large part. So here's a big curved sexy ship, and obviously at the time this was harder to do. So it's sort of unfair compared to, you know, a rustic ring ship or a rustic trucker we're about to get into, right? I mean, it's easily a B, I think. Especially once you know what it can do. It's insane what it can do. I mean, if you're happy to A it, I prefer the dimensionality and the design choices over the Protector. The Protector looks nicer in motion, but one is sleek and sexy, one is big and sexy and sleek, but not like fast sleek. And I have
Let's make this our first day, maybe.
Yeah. And I have done some some reference on this, and I found every single shot of it, and there's some really nice shots of this thing, just flowing and yeah, it's a kind of crazy one. I had a person who was working with me on it said, "Oh, it's not that big, is it?" And I had a scale chart, and it's like 5 times the length of the Galaxy class. He's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, it's really big, maybe 4 times." Like, yeah, it's giant. Yes.
Right. Classic for real, $5. Okay, an actual, real serious submission. The Galades. Free space. Ah, yes, the typical brick in space.
From a
with
video
shit
game.
attached to it.
For a video game, nonetheless. So, you know,
Yeah.
limited polygon count. We shouldn't hold that against us. The design past the everything else.
That's what I mean, a brick in space.
Yeah, right.
A lot of them follow this trend, unfortunately. Which is, I mean, sometimes it works, but then it's just, there's so many of them, and it's like, where did this come from? Because, I mean, this is fine. I think I know where I want to put it, but I don't know much about it. I'm not a big fan of the look of it, honestly.
Well, this is one of those things that if the thing was able to be developed further in later games, more polys, you did be able to develop it, right? Because you can kind of see it's like 20, 5, 10, 4,000, right? Well, I like the big sign saying rescue and neon lights. It's like, that's clearly feels like a rescue ship, doesn't it? Not a gunship. Yeah.
Just change that to whatever.
Well, true. Rescue! And then, yeah, it's like a red dwarf. If you change the bulb, it becomes die. It's like, what? Yes.
Yeah.
So now we're getting to what makes a not so good looking ship, right? F's, the D's, the C's, right? Where are you thinking? Because I think it is, I think it fits very well in the game. And we looked at a lot of these in this game. I get it. And that's especially like Sinister Empire, where there's like, you have to fill out the roster with similar designs that are not that different, but have to be shapily different. So I get the logic, and I see some potential here. But you need a lot of sort of tweaking and up detail designing to make this thing sing. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking probably a D for me.
Yes, I would agree. And all of them are for different reasons.
Yeah.
The bars are all very, very different.
Yeah, I think D's a good place to throw this one. Because there's going to be a lot of these kind of ship designs, I think, coming up at some point. And some of them work better. Some of them, I will say, will be a little higher for sure.
We've 100% found the ones we like. There has absolutely been ones.
Yeah. And I think I'm very jaded and biased towards that kind of ship design personally, so...
Well, okay then.
Oh. Olivia, $2, Andromeda.
Hey!
Hey.
It's great.
Schmo Buddy, $5. The X303 Prometheus. Culmination of all the previous seasons of the show. Really cool, practical progression in universe. It's even our thumbnail. Woohoo!
Hello. Boy, early me lighting. I can do a lot better there than that.
This takes the brick thing and kind of just makes it better. Gives it a little more dimensionality, some cool looking vibes to it. Still not my favorite design, but it is what it is, right? Feels like a very realistic kind of version of what the military would make, and that's one of the things I really like about it. But there's nothing flashy going on. It's basically does what it's supposed to do. Doesn't need to look garish or extreme in any way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what the point of the ship was, and you said it very well. You could totally make this with a little bit of... We've seen a bit of alien tech. Let's go from there. It's meant to look like a brick because they barely made it. And it's got a bit of character, which I appreciate. It's multi-leveled. I really like in this version of the fighter, but originally the side things were entire hyperspace pods, and given that all of their ships, they're just invisibly hidden in the ship. The fact that you have to have 2 giant pods to get the thing moving FTL is a nice oh no. The fact that you can clearly see the naval inspired of the tower at the top, very navally. And then well, it depends on what sort of variant you think about, but in theory that entire neck is the hangar. Things go in, and so there's a sort of reason why it's a long, thin... So there's a lot of thought behind it, and I would say... We are going for sexiness, right? So I'd say a C, because I think it does better than its design would... Like, this could easily be worse, but I think it achieves something that's quite successful. Now, personal preference, of course, would be higher based on the show, but not looking at the show reference, just sexiness. Can't hear you, Stu.
I was thinking C as well, but I thought you'd go much higher.
We're on sexiness, though. So it's meant to be more bricky. This is a nice looking brick. It helps it was also a hero ship, right? A lot of these things were not given the poly count. This thing was given the poly count to kind of smooth out those rough edges. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of black and grey currently in the chart. Give us some blue Minbari or anything else. I can't think of anything else that's blue. But yeah, you know what I mean.
45 people here as well. 29 likes. Hit that like button, guys. The poll is at 53 votes.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Let's do that. So, the poll asked, is the NSA Protector from Galaxy Quest in your top 10 sci-fi designs? And we've got a 50-50, almost, with no winning at 51%. And you all said no. I'd probably say no, that's because of the amount of ships.
Exactly right.
But if you have the quality of movie in, it would absolutely be a top 10, because it's hard to beat the movie and the design as a duo thing, right?
I think it would be the number one sexiest JJ Star Trek ship. Because it's more of a... That movie is more of a homage to Star Trek.
Oh, that's funny.
And JJ's is more of a parody of Star Trek, so... But anyway, what do I know? Okay. Olivia, $2. The Animorphs Yerk Pool Ship. Okay. I didn't know the Animorphs had ships.
Yeah, apparently. That's why you come to Trekyards to learn stuff.
I guess. I'm learning too.
Not bad. First space station
Actually,
too.
Pretty interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of spider vibes going on. I like when ships kind of take a step outside what is typical for ships like this and do something unique and creative. So, Sexy wise, though, I assume those legs or arms move and can do things and grab onto things. I don't know, but I don't know if it's sexy. It's creative.
It's sexy in the same way that a creeper crawling on your skin is just really going to make you feel like, oh, this is sexy. I wouldn't want to fight it though, because it doesn't look very nice in a good way, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Successfully not good looking, but in a no kind of way. I like it just fine, actually.
Yeah, I do too. As for ranking it, though, I mean, uniqueness is definitely getting points for that.
I know, tricky, isn't it?
It is. I kind of almost want to say, much to my chagrin, a B, just for uniqueness. It's got a unique color, it's got a unique feel. I wouldn't say sexy, though.
Yeah.
But it is a unique-looking ship. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say good-looking.
Because I would say C, because I think it's successful in what it's trying to do. If that makes sense. Just like the Prometheus.
Okay, yeah. I'm fine with C.
I don't think it's trying to be sexy. Although someone put in the Dirge ships from Titan A, or even the main Titan A ship. That's very similar to the Protector, but Stuart might like it even more because it's also not at all like the Protector. Same style, different body.
Mark Lawrence, $5. Time for something silly. The TARDIS, when it was having technical issues and was stuck as a pipe organ for a bit.
Do you remember this episode, Stuart?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's my favorite episode of all the Doctor Who's.
Really?
I just watched it 3 days ago, and it's fantastic. No, of course I don't remember it.
Oh. I mean, the TARDIS only changes twice in the entire classic run, so it's quite memorable in that regard. He fixes it, and it works. And then you see him walk out of several this and like a big clock, and they're fun scenes. It's like, that's how it's meant to work, but it just feels silly because of course it does, and then it breaks again in the episode. But at least they tried. It just took them, 36 years to play with the joke.
So I think it's fair to say we can say NA because it's not a ship; it's an organ.
I mean, it is a ship.
It is.
But it's not a sexy organ.
Where do you want to put it?
No, NA. You're 100% right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the TARDIS itself, and on versions, it's a blue sexy box. It's got a lot of nice curves. I think we're all culturally biased in general, having seen it for all of the decades of all of our lives, but as a sexy box. Don't take that out of context.
Well, you said sexy organ as well, which...
Don't take me out of context!
Olivia Julius, $2. Truck from the Star Trucker games.
Did you know she's a trucker?
Yeah, I caught on to that.
Yeah, I picked a shot that was kind of the bigger than the sum of its parts shot versus just the front.
I mean, it's very much what you said it is. It's a truck in space. Not much done to change anything. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, they could at least made like the headlights sci-fi looking, not just add more.
Yeah. I want to say F for this, unfortunately.
But isn't it one of the sexiest trucks you've ever seen?
Actually, no.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, most useful, maybe, but...
Yeah, yeah. Okay, go there, because it doesn't change enough. Which I think is going to... We haven't got the... if and when we get Yamato, the ones where they really don't change much. Like, if it's just a naval vessel with a thing, it's like, well, that's barely a spaceship.
Yeah. And there's a lot of ships like that are just other things in space.
In Fleetpool, yes, never have done a thing on the TARDIS because I want to do the history of all of them. That's a whole big thing. We do now have many interiors from said TARDISes, so it is more doable than ever before.
Classic for real, $10. Would the Eagle 5 and Mega Maid get a real rating or be stuck in NA penalty box? They get a real rating. Let's find out. Don't forget to buy Spaceballs action figures, plaid plot, rewind, device screen thing, and toilet paper. So Eagle 5 and Mega Maid. I mean, Mega Maid is cool because it is the Spaceball 1, and it transforms into a goddamn robot, a vacuum that can suck all the air.
It's dangerous. Dangerous. And I'll be honest, the actual ship itself will get a much higher mark because I said it at the time, miniature work was very, very good. Way better than the movie deserved. It was very, very... On the big giant TV at 4K, it was a really good model shot.
Yeah. All right. So Mega Maid, I think, is in ship mode, and the fact it transforms into this is super cool. And I kind of want to give it bonus points for that a little bit. I would say probably a C, just because not in this form, but in its like ship form.
Well, that's the thing. Are we should I replace the picture and not have Mega Maid? Because the only thing the ship's called Mega Maid, is it? The ship is called.
What's Spaceball 1?
Yeah. So should I replace that with Spaceball 1 and just ignore the Mega Maid, the joke?
Oh no, we can separate them.
Because I would say they're different.
So Mega Maid is
it's like I guess you wouldn't judge Optimus Prime's truck and his body the same design, would you? Because they're so different.
Kinda, yeah.
I think she's a solid D. I think there's actually some stupid charm.
Yeah.
Because it actually does feel like a robot spacecraft version. Yeah. The ship is better. As in, not as creative, but it is a better design with the giant fins. Although, did they actually design it to actually shift? As in...
No, I don't think so.
Right, okay.
You do see the transformation process, but I don't think it's... You just see close-ups of it, so I don't think so.
Yeah.
As for Eagle 5, I mean, it's just going to be an F for me.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't quite fall in the NA category. It's just a Winnebago. Even the inside, it's with wings. So, yeah, it is still a spaceship, so it doesn't go into the NA. But F.
Wow. So you're not going to wax poetic about this?
No need to.
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, if the truck, which is a bit more sci-fi, is an F, this, which is sci-fi and has wings, but then everything else is 100% just the design, I still don't know why they didn't change it more, because it would have been really easy. Give one model guy one weekend to shove stuff on it, and around it be easy. Yeah.
I think that was the point, though. It was just supposed to be so stupid. It's just a Winnebago with wings.
I know, but they could have elevated themselves. But that's okay.
Yeah. Fortunately, that's enough. Shea Locomotive Productions, $5. The Gotengo Atragon.
Yes.
Is that what this is? I think so, yes. Isn't that the same thing that's in D? Same style of ship?
Same style of ship.
Oh, then it's a D.
But it's black. This one's silver, and it's got different detailing.
Yeah, but for the black one, for sure. It feels very much like a submarine, though.
Yeah, by the logic, it is very much grounded in the sea, but there's very little space to it. Yeah, same logic, same place the other one. I think they're both equally, similarly, the same.
So you're saying D?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Schmobuddy, $5. Gunstar, The Last Starfighter. It's like a space age 74 Apache with a death blossom. Yeah, the Gunstar is a very cool and interesting design. I'd like to see an updated version of it, but yeah, the cockpit always sticks out to me as being a little bit silly and wonky. But honestly, when it opens the gun doors and it's got the doors out, I think it looks very cool. And then yeah, Death Blossom is an amazing weapon. Just I wouldn't want to be inside it though doing that. Just gotta say. But design wise, it looks like a very good fighter for like a video game. You know, it's like it was designed for a video game, and that's kind of the point. And it's not a typical just. I mean, they thought of something unique and interesting to do with it, so it's not just all right angles and just looks like a modern jet in space just modified. It's got a unique look to it, and yes, it does feel like an helicopter with the gun turret thing on the bottom, but. Also, yeah, the controls inside the way there's some cool features to this thing, so it's going to get bonus points for sure. I think I know where I want to put it, but I want to hear what Sam has to say.
I mean, it's sad. When we started this show, it was more iconic than it is now. Does that make sense? I think no one talks about Last Starfighter really, even though it was so important at the time, and so iconic at the time, and so groundbreaking. And having watched videos about it, and the fact that they didn't have textures, so everything's physically modelled, which is why that's the same model holds up stupidly well, because they had to model. Every panel line's a real line, and it really holds up super well. I like the cockpits because they're weird, and you sense the function of them, as in they're doing weird things, right? Everything can shift and move and whatever. That said, the gun blossom, while fantastic, doesn't go beyond the last ditch strategy, because if you shoot, the point is to shoot everything and curve everything around you, and then you're left with just the lasers, which are not that useful, right? So
we're essentially out of power. Death Blossom is last resort weapon.
Whereas I agree with you, they should do another one, because this design would need so little updating. Although kind of like RoboCop, the new one, they should have the original version in there, or more like a Top Gun. Have the OG, maybe it gets destroyed in the first act, and then the Mark II gets released, whatever, like have both to show the difference, just modernised a little bit. But it'd be fun to see it, do all of its normal weapons without Death Blossoming, where firing missiles and doing some sort of larger combat. It's very much like the Babylon 5 fighter in logistics, but without that ability to CG it up close and personal, because they couldn't. They had to render with math and then hope it worked. And it did, but they couldn't fine-tune it. But very sci-fi, a bit of NASA. I would say in between A and a B would be my vote. Dealer's choice.
I was going to say B for it.
It's a real proud B. Because if you look at sex appeal, it's pretty sexy looking. Yeah. Although I do find its landing, it's not very sexy.
I want to address the Jam Fox. Wow, you're not a real sci-fi fan when you rank the Eagle 5 as an F. Did you listen to the criteria of the show and why we're ranking stuff? Spaceballs is fantastic, but it's literally just a Winnebago with wings. Mm-hmm. We're looking at actual cool ship designs. If it was anyone else who didn't appreciate the sci-fi-ness of Spaceballs, it'd be an NA. But I don't know if this channel's right for you, man.
But that person might also have owned a Winnebago for the last 40 years. And that's their personal favourite thing, and so it's a personal insult, because you can't rate that ship as looking F if you love the ship of Winnebago, right? You'd be too biased. So, that's fine.
Yeah.
Although, boy, look how the board is stacked. And we don't pick these guys. You can pick some S's. Just saying.
There's at least one S coming up.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery Mako, $2. BC 304 Odyssey with Asgard technology.
And briefly, Dan says, "Are we only supposed to super chat sexy ships? I do apologise if I don't understand sometimes." That's this live's sort of judge criteria. We've done strongest. We've done some different things to kind of add a new perspective. So
yes,
sex is up to you as well. Some bricks can be sexy, right? So yes, obviously you can stack the board of things that are very sexy, but just good looking. We'll just use that as a sort of funny way of saying it. So yes, if you're gonna pick a giant brick, probably isn't going to be high, but also All right, Daedalus, your thoughts in this context of good looking?
It looks like a turtle. It always has to me. Turtle or tortoise with a very long neck. It's got Battlestar Galactica type launch bays on the side. It's going for an interesting look and vibe for sure. Uh, like I said, it's very real militaristic as how they would build something, and I think it's an interesting and intriguing design. It steps away from just being a gray brick in space with antennas on it to something more unique, and I appreciate that. So
it's now a light grey brick with only a couple of antennas on it.
Perfect.
And 1870 Off-Road missing this one live because they're watching the TNG Season 1 Viewers' Choice Live right now. So there's a live happening, you're skipping the live to watch a past live to not live. It was live at the time. You maniac. Thank you, enjoy it.
Okay.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm super biased. That's why this will be one of my top 10 ships, also based on set and like in the show, right? You're adding all the context into that. Sex appeal, though, it's a well-designed ship. It feels armored. It feels logical. It has flourishes. Why are there winglets on the neck? I don't know. But they work really well, right? I love the engine arrangement at the back. I like the second underpod. I like the way it kind of dips in. Yeah, it's got loads of nice flourishes that look nice. It looks great in motion. It looks great still. Don't think we see it. Oh, we have seen it land, kind of. So you're obviously not as biased. Where would you place it for in this chart?
It's either a low B or a high C for me, so it's kind of right around there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my metric is it's meant to look sexier than Prometheus, so it should be one higher.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. It's on the it's sexy because it's real world feeling. There's a real logic to it. As in, that's one of the elements. I think, yeah, low B in this context. There are sexy Stargate ships.
Yes.
Ah, thank you, 1870. Appreciate it. Enjoy, and well, might still be here when you're done.
Patrick James, $10. The Argo from Star Blazers, i.e. Space Battleship Yamato, movie version or anime. So many choices.
It was summoned. I talked about it, and it was summoned.
Yeah, it is a battleship in space. It does exactly what it says it does.
And that makes it S, right?
No. I don't think it's not. It definitely doesn't fall in NA. I think it's a little bit above the Winnebago, because at least there's some things going on. For me, I'd probably put this at a D, personally. I've never really got into the show, and they are literally just ships in space. I know that's kind of the point of their design and the history behind them, but
I feel like I'm gonna. What do you think I'm gonna say? Actually, I'm gonna pause before I say anything.
I have no idea.
Am I gonna curveball, or am I gonna say exactly what you think?
Curveball.
Yeah, in this context, it is kind of sexy.
Gotcha.
Because it is curvy, and I'm not thinking about it compared to if there's a real thing that looks exactly like this, right? The red works really well. Then the curves of the main thing are nice. It's trying to be a slightly sexier version of the rest, and since you don't associate battleships with having an underwater element, it feels fresh in its own way, even though it's just what they would have. I wish the guns were nicer looking, as in this sexy, right? There's nothing sci-fi about them, so they're F, right? All the guns, most of the modern Greebling is an F, but actually there's less than you think, because there's a big engine, there's some spires, like all this stuff isn't. So I would say it's in the C's. Honestly, I think it gets lower points for its modernistic stuff, but higher points for the curves and sex appeal of the rest. That'd be my vote. Because this version is not quite as close as just the ship, right? At least how it feels in this picture.
You said C, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's...
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking, low C or high D for this one personally, but I like your take on it. That's got some sexiness, so...
Yeah, just not necessarily what I thought I was going to bring into this with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Schmobuddy, $5. The SA-43 Hammerhead Fighter, Space, Above and Beyond, obscure, forgotten, fun show. It's basically a space jet with a rear-facing auto turret and chin cannon.
And we did a poll. We've got 31 votes. I'd love to get 40 before we do the new version. We ask another ship. It is the Andromeda Ascendant in your top 10 sexiest ships? They're currently yes at 52, no it's at 48, so you can easily change the goal. 31 votes. I'd love to get 40 if you can vote right now. We'd love that, and we can do another ship because I find this quite interesting. Top 10. Let's know.
Yeah. So this ship, the Hammerhead, is pretty cool in the show. It is essentially just a fighter, and I love the way the cockpit goes in and out as for loading the pilot. It's very unique instead of just crawling up a ladder. It does have very much a fighter vibe to it, like a modern day fighter a little bit, and I think that's fine because they change it enough that, again, it feels very real world. Like if we did get to space, this is exactly what we would make. It's got a unique enough look to it. I love the name Hammerhead, and there's a lot of cool features about it. Sexy wise, well, I want to hear what you have to say, but I think I know where I might want to place it.
It is definitely a modern, it's a military fighter extrapolated forwards with a little bit of creative flair. You know, look at this and then the Babylon 5 ship with no sexiness at all, but all that, I get it, flair. This sort of takes the, well, we still need wings for space because they're doing land-based stuff. No, it's nice. It's curved. It's graceful. Definitely an X-Wing style cockpit. I'm sure it's a little bit inspired by that, right? It's a winning formula. I've never seen the show, but the music is damn memorable because it's the same track 5,000 times. And the CG, you know, early CG, they did some pretty damn ambitious things. And I know people like this ship. It's definitely a forgotten show, more so than Farscape or all of the mid-2000s. It really was just forgotten. But it is on my Amazon wish list for DVDs because you can get it. But I think, yeah, it says previously, design-wise, we've reviewed this lower because it's simple. But I think sexiness, it should be higher because it is a very sleek and sexy future fighter.
Yeah.
Where are you thinking?
C.
Why not B? Just for comparison, why not dip into B? I was sort of in between, so.
I mean, I'm not that invested in anything, so B is fine.
Okay.
I don't want to die on this hill.
Okay.
It's got a uniqueness to it that all the stuff in B does, so I'm fine to put it in B.
Yeah, I think it elevates what it could have been. I guess what I was going for. So it has a sort of sleekness.
Yeah.
I think having more like visually interesting missiles and weapons, like different colours, would be cool. Or like some panels that blew off that had red bits. Some more colour would add to this a lot, but
colour.
Yeah. And guys, you guys are doing amazing. This month is definitely challenging for us. You guys are absolutely coming out and being amazing. So thank you so much.
Amazing.
This is the month to help, so thank you.
Yields. Fleet Pod, $5. NCC 1701, nobody. A, B, C, or D.
My goodness. Is it the oldest thing in the list so far? Probably from the 60s?
Yes, probably, yeah.
Yeah, the Dodge episode was definitely the 60s. So yeah, there we go. Back to the oldest, one of the oldest ships in sci-fi history.
It's an S. It is one of the most iconic starships of all time in any franchise. So, and it's kind of perfect.
But what about the neck? The neck and the windows and the neck and the rooms, they don't make sense.
Sure they do. Look at the blueprints. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Talk to the Cushmans.
Oh, yes. Well, that was quite a night.
You couldn't get away.
It was interesting, though.
Very interesting. Oh, very, very interesting. Yeah, I mean, we've already put it in there, Stuart. Bit ahead of the game, but yeah. Yeah. Were
you going to argue and move it?
Yeah, this benefits from the simplicity, the organic curves, the cleanness. It's, you know, if the saucer had more angularness to it, it would be lower. The fact that you can have three incredibly curvy shapes. The saucer with the dipping curve, the secondary hull is just a cylinder, but differently proportioned, and then tubes. Counterbalancing the hard edge, the neck and the pylons, it gives that really nice flow that actually works super well. Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, certainly the Andromeda is a far more ambitious ship. More curves, more angles, more details, right? But yeah, the stark, creamy simplicity shows that yes, there's a reason why lots of tech is now just one color, and this says sleek and sexy, right? Kind of Walkman. So yeah, go for it.
Stern Von Alk, member for 53 months at the Rake of Ensign. Howdy, fellas.
Thanks so much.
Howdy. Olivia, $2. The ship from the asteroids, the old game. Ah, yes. Choo.
It's pretty definitive.
Oh, hold on. I can make it better. There. It's an A.
Oh.
It goes in A, clearly.
Oh, how do we even review this? It's like 9 polygons, but they're not even full polygons. I mean, any of our 3 models in the team could make this during the course of this live and send back to us during the course of this live.
It's iconic, and it could be sexy, but I can't tell because it's so far away that when we zoom in and enhance, it's just pixely. So I'm going to say F.
Yeah. Now, all they have to do is make an up-detail version of this. Or is it just a Star Destroyer and it's a cross-universe show? Or game.
Dun, dun, dun.
The big twist. Those asteroids are actually rebel scum. Whole thing is one big training simulation. Love it. Yes, Stuart, that is fair. And no mentioned Hawk from Buck Rogers. EI. Beautiful.
Rakados Drak. $2. Outlaw Star from the anime of the same name. Amine. There's a little bit of sexiness going on. I love the fact that it's red. It definitely pops. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Gotta kind of scale it down a tad so I can see the chart. But is it sexier than the Battleship Yamato? Huh.
We've broken Stuart.
There's more changes to it than just a battleship, so...
I mean, I wouldn't recognise what it was derived from.
I don't think it's derived from anything, necessarily. I don't know anything about it, so... I don't think it quite meets the stuff in B, though. I don't know. What do you have to say about it, if anything?
Yeah, it's interesting, actually. It's kind of a let's shove stuff on screen. Or like, let's keep attaching stuff, but it does keep a reasonably good consistency of design. I understand it. It definitely has an anime vibe, but that's okay. Totally fine. I don't understand the tail, which I've just noticed. That is weird, but I like the ends, I like the way they connect. I like the bulbousness. It's kind of Star Warsian in that regard. I would gut reaction the same as Yamato, but in very different ways. Because I think I'm looking at both. Yeah, about the same in different ways. A smidge high, but I wouldn't say it was B worthy because B is a distinct note above versus, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had fun. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, classic for real, $25. You want a sexy spaceship that bad? Can't beat Alice Gear Aegis Terra Kanishiwa Ver. whatever, which is totally a spaceship. I swear it's obvious. Yes, $25 for just this one ship, and it's totally not for an obsessive, obvious reason.
Wow.
Or is it, though? It's not in the lineup.
Oh.
Yeah. It's fine. We'll get it up in a second here. Oh, classic. By the way, guys, hit like. We have 50 of you here and 43 likes. If you haven't hit like yet or just joining us, please hit like. Be a part of the conversation. If you can super chat in, cool. We'd appreciate it. We want to see these ships.
Although it is amazing that the Trek Andromeda are the top two.
Yes.
I'm interested if the Falcon would get up where that would get, because it's not necessarily sexy, but it also is. There we go. It's classic.
It's one of those ships that gets sexier the more you look at it.
Your thoughts on this very long name ship?
I mean, I can see the appeal. Did he put in $25, like the 5 to say it and the 20 to kick it out of NA? Because he didn't say that, so it's going in NA.
Disagree. Because clearly it's a mech suit with more going on than the last ones. And I like the midriff. So I'd say C.
I love the midriff, don't get me wrong.
I think it's actually
C?
Well, look, it's a mech suit that she can fly in, which does make it a spacecraft, and she's attractive as well. I mean, sex and stuff in F and D. Because look, that's actually quite a good mech suit. It is more spacecrafty. He's not paying me under the table to say this, Stuart. He's not. Is that not sexy?
Absolutely, it is.
Definition of this live, Stuart. We've got to give him one because that is the best out of the three.
It's not a spaceship.
She's a mech suit spaceship that can fly through space.
You don't know that.
Well, you can tell.
Could just be a pin-up girl with like a suit on.
I don't think that's true. You wouldn't do it to us.
You know, if we would have put it in NA, he probably would have put in another 20 to kick it out of NA.
I've got to have my morals,
fine.
Stuart.
It's C.
I've got to have my morals and be true to myself.
That's fair. All right. Olivia throws in $2 and says the Orville. Da-ding. I like the Orville design. It's definitely unique. It still feels Star Trek-y, kind of, but it feels like it's part of the NSEA fleet. Somewhat. But yeah, I think the Orville is a pretty sexy looking ship. It does grow on you, and from a lot of angles, it's really fantastic. Some angles, not so much. But overall, it is an interesting little ship. I totally prefer the Dreadnoughts in their fleet, of course.
Who'd have thunk it?
About Dreadnoughts, but yes. Plus, the interiors are really nice on this thing. All right, I think I know where I want to place it. Is there anything that you're going to say that's going to make me change my mind?
Very possibly. Not sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely... It's the fact they could create another parody, yet perfectly on brand TOS Enterprise / refit. NSCA was in the 90s, 90s, and this is the 2000s and 10s. That's impressive, right? Because it's so distinct, such silhouette. I wish some of the detailing made a bit more sense, like the lighting, etc., but small things. And certainly you could up detail the logic a bit more. But I love the warp rings. I love the way it goes down the shuttle bay, really great. The bridge, having the window wraparound is great in this.
Yeah.
Like it's losing some of the functional stuff the NSCA has. I don't know where there are things I don't know where are, which are cool for sci-fi, but not for bringing it down. And yeah, it's not good from every angle, but it's good from lots of angles. This is not the best render of it, even though it's the unofficial Eaglemoss one. Because it's very flat. It has it better in the show. What are you thinking? Because it's definitely great, but how great?
I'm thinking A.
Okay.
Because it's kind of got the same kind of vibe as the Andromeda. It's doing something different, and I think it pulls it off very well. It's close to an S in my opinion. It's probably a high A, but it's still an A.
Yeah, I think Andromeda's a more interesting design. This is a simpler design, but simplicity is the key to the S that we've had, right? Yeah, I would say A.
The sexiness of the Orville, I think, trumps the Andromeda.
Yeah.
I think it's sleeker and sexier, and I know which one I'd rather have as my own ship, so...
Although in firepower, Andromeda nerfs this thing in like 10 seconds.
That's not what this is talking about.
I know, exactly.
The most powerful ship list is still yet to come.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I think the simplicity of design works really well here, and there are beautiful shots. So I think A is fair.
High
A. Okay. For you.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
But yeah, super different to the Andromeda, but also has a certain something which is similar.
Well, I would like to welcome Corey Erickson to the channel. He has joined the channel at the rank of Ensign. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Greetings.
That is amazing. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Come back and check all our other lives and subscribe and notify. You know the routine.
Yes, I mean, those things absolutely make us go, help us go, keep us going. So thank you very, very much. And makes all the difference. So thanks so much. Like, really, thank you very much.
Kyle Swinderman, $10. Hey guys, where can we get all the cool LCARs that disappeared from the channel? Also do the Orville. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just kidding.
Email Stuart.
I was trying to do a thing and see, people want them. I'm telling you.
I didn't disagree.
Let us think about it. But yes, also do the Orville. Well, just did the Orville.
That was great.
Classic for real, $10 or $15.
Ooh.
Sounds like someone needs to nominate Spaceball 1, and while I'm at it, the Arc from Transformers G1 and Nemesis from Beast Wars.
It's so funny we donate so much that you can just throw in many. Gosh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, there's Spaceball 1. Star Destroyer-esque, but also very unique and different. It's actually a cool look. You never actually see the ship in its totality in the movie. You see it fly by in a long flyby, and you see bits and pieces of it as it's transforming, but you never really get a good look at it. So it's interesting to see this 3D model of it. It's definitely got some uniqueness and some sexiness to it. And as a result, I actually think I know where to want to place it right away. But it is a long ship. I mean, to run from one end to the other is ridiculous, as President Scrooge will tell you.
I mean, there must be some monorail system with Len Nimoy running it.
Monorail.
I mean, there must be. It's the only way you can do around the ship.
Well, I mean, there's a circus on board, so.
Is there? Yeah, it's a excessive brick with every shape you could ever want, and I have no idea if this is real or not. And this is the most clear view I could get, but you can see the Hoover at the bottom, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Which I have no idea right from the thing. Yeah, it's fun, it's daft, and really it's the feeling in the movie. It's like that was so much work to make that for just the fact that it continues through the frame. I mean, I'm saying it's at least a D, and that's just it beats Mega Made. I say very happily a C, because the model work was superb. Then I'll let you jump in on your thoughts, because it's still a giant grey, lots and lots and lots of different bricks.
It is, but I think it's probably a B-worthy one, if I'm honest. It's different enough from being a brick It's sexy and sleek. Look at that thing.
Sexy and sleek.
Looks like a dart or an arrow that's flying through the air.
Gosh, if you had a hand, it'd be a great spear.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I want to say a low B at least.
At least. He wants it to be an A.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, we'll go for the B, Stuart, to make your little heart sing. It was a very good model shot.
Yes. And to be fair, it looks like the hammerhead could launch right out of this thing. It's got the same kind of design language.
Yeah.
Ish.
If they did more episodes, more movies, they could do a lot with it. Maybe.
And then we got the Arc, Autobot Arc. I mean, I love Transformers. Love the Autobots. And the interior of the Arc, Teletron 1, the computer's really cool. But the outside of it, at least it's not gray. It's got some color to it.
And it is kind of sleek.
Yeah. It's kind of a chonky boy, a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's curved. It's got curves.
Curvy is nice.
That is reasonably nice looking. This version, I've always quite liked it. I mean, it's very much the Defiant. We talked about it before.
Yeah, it is. Way before the Defiant, by the way.
So it has. I mean, it's easily 50% the Defiant design. And that's just happy accident / whatever. I think this is a solid C. I think it actually is a very successful, simple, and this would be perfect to up detailed hero. Now you could add some more panel lines and some more indents and some more tech, and you could really do something with it beyond its base. But its base is still pretty strong, I would say.
Yeah, I think C's absolutely. I think C's absolutely acceptable. So cool. And then the Nemesis. Well, it's the same Nemesis design from G1, essentially, just put in Beast Wars. So, which is the Decepticon ship, or Predacon. It's aggressive looking. It's way more aggressive than the Autobots, but that's the point. I like the purple color as well. It's pretty simplistic, but still an intriguing design. Is it the same quality as the Arc? It is, I think, design language wise. Yeah. I nominate C.
So I think this is the opposite of the Arc in that it is an uninspired set of shapes that don't come together in a good looking way. Sharp and aggressive, yes, but I don't think it succeeds in the design element beyond the whatever. I say D because I think it doesn't. It's not cohesive, even though it is. But it's a simple, sketchable. You've seen it in many other places. It's not creative enough to be sexy enough to get into C. Versus the simplicity and sexiness of the other one.
Fair.
Yeah. So it does look like a lot of other ships. So it looks like a lot of other ships, right? It does kind of,
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well, they might have got there first and shot all of them, but that's fair.
Yeah.
Gosh, there's so many to do.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Yeah, we should probably call it into the super chat soon.
Or just zip through them,
Well, yeah, we don't have to talk so long about them.
Yeah.
Just throw them in. All right, we're going to do that.
Yeah, because this is wonderful for the channel.
What you say. Classic for real, $10. Also, the Arc from specifically Transformers Animated.
Is that a different one?
I don't even know what that one looks like. So
I can't even see that one. So,
and the Thing, the Arc, later ends up becoming. I don't even know what you're talking about because Transformers Animated was absolute dog shit and no one watched it.
And I can't even go that high on the super chat, so I can't even get that access to it. So next.
Yeah, sorry, Classic. I don't know. We love you.
Yes.
Classic for real, $5. This super is to bump up the $2 one from Olivia for the ship for the asteroids game.
Which we did, because it was fun.
Yes.
That's all good.
Fleet Paw, $5. Roger Young from Starship Troopers. I thought she was pretty sexy. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting design again. I love the thrusters on the back, how they're kind of separated and apart instead of just one drive unit, which a lot of ships would go for. And you got the big conning tower at the top. The front, it's got a unique shape to it. I've never been a fan of the Jolly Roger design, personally. But
Jolly Roger?
Jolly Ranger.
Roger Young.
Whatever it is.
Oh, babe.
I've never been a fan. So I'm not going to really comment too much on it, but it has a very unique look. It is sexy relative to a lot of these other designs. So I'm going to let Sam take it over. And we can't talk too long about them because we got to get through them.
Yeah, it's a far more successful Yamato, and it's exactly what it is, but entirely sci-fi, but also you could shove it in water, right? It would still work. I love the hangar. I love the way it different drops, and the 4 engines that can move. It is similar in vibe to Daedalus, but I think Daedalus is more, it's agile, which gives it a sexiness. It can flow, it can fly. So this thing is a very proud sea. Yeah, I think actually, if the front wasn't so curved, it wouldn't be, but I think the whole thing flows together really, really well. It's well thought out, so.
We can't fit anything else in C now, so. Moving on. Schmobody, $5. White Star, Babylon 5. Better than Defiant. Ready, set, fight. Fantastically sexy looking design. I love this ship. I love the color scheme. I love the negative space. I love the way the wings sweep back and then where they join together. Awesome. Love it. This is one of my favorite Babylon 5 ships.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's designed to be sex on legs. Yeah, it's like let's push the budget of polygons all the way up until max. It's deadly, it's vicious, it's bird, but also sci-fi. If it didn't have the second wing, it wouldn't be as good. It could be a little more high detail, but it happened in fan versions. It looks fantastic in motion. Yeah, I think this is an S. I think for sexiness, it's the most consistent design next to the Enterprise of all of them, I think. For sexiness.
I was going to say a high A, but I'm happy to put it in S because
Straight
I
to
love
S.
this design. So.
Yep. In this particular metric.
Yes. Mark Lawrence, $5. The Kamadaki 2 from Tenchi Muyu GXP. What is with these fucking anime names? It's quite different from anything here and is larger on the inside like the TARDIS. That's a little crap.
Yep. NA, because it looks like a fighting robot that's from the future, which has not fit into, unfortunately, the mold of a sexy spaceship.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. NA. Oof, that's. All right, NA. There we go.
But we still love you all.
Dan Ben, £2. Yes. Star Wars A-Wing Trainer RZ-11. It's a 2-seater.
Which I've never seen before, so I'm pretty sure this is a throw-in. Never seen that before.
Yeah. I like it. The A-Wing design is not my favorite design in Star Wars by any stretch, but this changes the proportions somewhat, and I kind of like this better. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a slightly cartoon feel, no shock. No, it's actually pretty darn sexy. It's, I guess, more bulbous, but in a balanced way. Yeah, I think this is I would say for sex, I'd say it's a B, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, simple B, but I have nothing to complain about, really. Yeah. Dan got straight into B with no debate. Well done, Dan.
Perfect. Rakados Drag I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name. But
We
anyway,
love you.
$5. This one might be the difficult to judge. Starship Velociraptor from the music video of the same name by a music video by Jonathan Young. Is that this one?
Yes. I tried to put
Cool.
everything in order.
Well, this was before the last one. That's why I'm asking.
Probably.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I absolutely like that design. It feels like Jetfire from the G1 Transformers design somewhat. But yeah, it works.
It does feel very Transformers, doesn't it?
It does.
Like right out of that generation. It's not unsexy, but it's not trying that hard, right?
Yeah, it's got a simplistic nature to it, I think. It's just a fighter.
With a lot of tail. I mean, at least D. I think it's more consistent design than the other Transformers one, but it's not trying to do as much, therefore it's more consistent. So there you go, that's my base thought. What are you thinking?
I'm fine with that. I just don't want to argue at this point.
Woo!
It's yeah, it's good.
Oh, I caught up. Oh. Excellent.
God.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna call it there. Last one? No, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot to go through still.
And I'd love to get 4 more, just to get us a really lovely goal number. But I'll finish out the poll, though. We got 53 votes. Is the Andromeda Ascendant in your top 10 sexiest ships? No at 55%, but yes. And then 45% for yes. So actually, still pretty close. I like these. Interesting. We'll do one more as we near the last act. We've still lots to go through. And again, Stargate ships are welcome. Just say.
All right, Patrick James, $5. Also, I'd like to thank Patrick James for upgrading his membership to Lieutenants. Thank you. Welcome
Helps
aboard,
a
Lieutenant.
lot. Thank you so much.
And he says, Jupiter 1 from Lost in Space, the most recent version, showing me some love for original flying saucer motif.
Pretty sexy.
Yep. And yet, keeping it simple, still looks 1960s-esque. But
yeah, but they've waxed off the fuzz, and now you can see all the detail and panel lines and
yeah. As far as chart-wise,
like it's not super bold or interesting, but if you include the narrative and the interiors, it's really, really good. But it's too simple potentially. I would vote probably dips into B because it's still sexy simple, but its simpleness does diminish it a bit. But it is still sexy and simple. Like it's less interesting than the A-Wing, but it does its own thing very well. Like I prefer the one from the movie. It's more interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to resize some of these so I can squeeze more in.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, the one from the movie's definitely a more unique look, but I kind of almost prefer this one for certain reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, they both do different things, yet be actually very similar, which is a testament to them. Like, let's stick with an art design that keeps it sort of like, oh, I could recognize that if I'm told it was, of course.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Shea Locomotive Productions, $5.
Thanks so much.
Garuda Mecha G. Come on, slides. You can do it.
You
there
can
you
do
go.
it. Oh,
Good
Sean, you so and so.
What'd Sean do?
He suggested one that we love talking about.
Oh. Mm-hmm. This has got a sexiness to it. It feels kind of like a snow speeder, like that's just been like over stylized. Those front points, but I like the look of it. Where would I put it on the chart, though?
Well, it is like a transformer, right? It's for what it is. It's lovely, but is it sexy for a spaceship? I don't know, right?
Hmm.
I think it's missing some stuff. Like a secondary hull, to use Trek parlance.
Yeah, there's no sense of scale in this at all.
Yeah. I mean, in C or D, I don't think it's anywhere near a B. Because that just doesn't tickle my fancy for design aesthetic.
Yeah.
I'll let you pick.
I'll go D.
Alrighty then. But that would look hella good in like a formation around a planet as turrets, ready to kick your ass.
Oh,
That'd be real good in that specific situation.
Classic for real, $5. The spaceship from the silent film A Trip to the Moon.
We've looked at a couple of times in these lives. For some reason.
Sorry, I just threw it in right in front of where you were working.
It's a bullet.
I mean, it's a goddamn bullet. It's a capsule.
In space. But is it sexy?
No.
There we go.
It's gonna go in F.
Oh, so it does raise to F and not NA then.
Yeah, because it's still a spaceship.
Okay. Well, excellent. There you go. You didn't get an NA, Classic. You didn't get an NA. Well done.
And it's the same design as the ship from Asteroids.
Just high polygon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Thirst Contact, Furious Funds. Member for 57 months at the rank of Commander. Thank you, Commander.
Amazing. Thank you.
Hey, Sam, you really need to watch Space Above and Beyond. Everyone try to help him with the hard drive situation.
Yes, I'll
You
mention
got a hard drive situation?
Yes. Mention that at the end.
Okay.
That'd be my issue right now.
Boo.
Yeah.
Corey Erickson, $2. Talon from Farscape, sentient organic hero ship.
Real powerful.
But ugly as fuck.
Oh, nope. Damn it, I got the reference but didn't put it in. Hold on. That's definitely not from Farscape. How much of Farscape have you seen? Please don't say nothing.
A few episodes.
Hey.
I started to do a watch through of it, and I only got like 6 in.
Yeah, it peaks, then gets worse.
Well, a lot of shows do.
Yeah, they changed the concept a lot. Season 1 is very creative, but it's not the best. Ignore the fact of black on black there. Remember that old girl?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't know, where would you rank it? You know more about it than I do.
I mean, I think it's pretty sexy. I mean, it's a sleek animal-looking thing, right? It's exactly what it says in the tin, with a great choice of color, with like the things shift to starburst, so the arms go together at the back and whatever. The gun's real powerful. I love the bridge. I think the bridge is a really good design. I mean, if you're thinking in the category of sentient AI gun, a sentient organic gunboat hybrid creatures armed to the teeth, this would be one of the best. It's a very niche field, right? I think sexy should be in the B's because I think it is actually pretty. But it's trying to be, right. It's like a sports car of ships, you know. And it's a rebellious teenager in the show as well, so it kind of fits the. Yeah, Moya's not as sexy, but she's more graceful.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, the command carrier would not be sexy. Stuart would not give that high.
Schmobuddy, $5. Martian war machines from War of the Worlds, 1953. Super iconic, sleek and deadly. I don't know if it's technically a spaceship per se, but it ain't no Winnebago. You're right. I don't think it is necessarily a spaceship. It's more of a attack craft.
But you don't know.
I don't know. No, I don't.
So I want to give the benefit of the doubt they can massacre people in and out of the atmosphere.
Perfect. Yeah, I really like these designs of these. Very menacing in the movie as well. The sound effects are fantastic.
Well, can I throw out a question?
Yeah.
It is sleek, but is it sexy?
Yeah.
Give it a B.
I was thinking B, but...
Yeah, it's an iconic design. It is simple, sleek, and sexy. It's like the Flight of the Navigator, right? There is some sleek, simple, sexy.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Chugging right along.
Probably low B. And if we were in some big giant debate and we had to re-justify ourselves, we're probably forced to lower it. But yeah, it has a sex appeal to it that most things don't have.
All right.
All right. Vote in the poll, guys, because it's a very. If you read the poll, that might be help. It's a very important poll.
I haven't read it yet. Is the TOS Connie in your top 10 sexiest ships of all time? Yeah. Well, if you say any, there should only be one option. It's yes, because. So if you said no, I don't know what to tell you. Except you're wrong. But
Yes, I'm not going to look at the results until the end. So you can see my genuine reaction.
Yeah. So go vote. We have 29 votes currently. Let's get those up as high as we can. Am I missing super chats? Because there's ships there that aren't in the lineup. If I missed any, let me know. But Fleet Paw, $5. U.S. Discovery, NCC 17. My God. NCC 1031A. Note to all the haters, for hate's sake, I can mute you. LOL. Seriously, I hated her at first, but she turned sexy to me at least. I mean, the refit is not bad. I think it's a much sexier version. It's definitely got more of an appeal, and it fits in with the future look of the other ships that we got going on in the 32nd century. So, yep, it's a huge improvement. Anything you'd like to add before I say where I think it should go?
It's annoyingly sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, they fixed it beyond belief. They went for all the interesting curves. It still has some problems, of course, but they just become aesthetic for the funsies in this version. Obviously, the bridge, all that crap is still god-awful trash, not sexy at all, but that's not what we're looking at. We've not put that in.
You okay?
Man, I feel dirty for anything I say right now, Does it have to be a B?
No, I think it's an A.
Oh, you think it's an A? Better than Protector? Really? Interesting. Or Gunstar?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just because the curves, man.
Yeah, and this shot in particular is a beautiful angle of it. There are other angles where it's not so sexy, so I'd be fine to lower to a B in that regard. But based on this one particular angle, this is an A angle for me, for sure.
Well, I'll give that to you because I know how much that hurt.
All right, I'll put it in B.
What did I just say?
I know, but
take the win.
No, I don't want to, because I think it's, now that I'm thinking of all the other angles of this fucking thing.
Never think about the. Hey, 187's back. How did you enjoy us in the past? Were you interesting? Hopefully. Welcome back.
Benjamin Stone, £5. The Valley Forge from Silent Running for its realism. That's this thing. Which I've already gone on record saying is fucking ugly.
It is a ship.
Yeah. It is, and it does have a realistic vibe to it. But is it sexy? No. It looks very utilitarian. There's not one iota of sexiness.
F.
You want to say F?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Good.
0% sexy. Well, it's like the Nostromo, right? It's a refinery. It would also be an F, right? It's trying to do the absolute opposite of what we're doing here, which is sex appeal, and is 0% sexy. Or / good looking in that context. And if you're throwing your keyboard at the wall, that's up to you.
And again, another thank you to Corey for joining the channel.
Yes, it's all the difference,
guys.
guys.
Earlier, but
all the difference, guys.
Classic for real, $2. Yes, $25 to keep Alice Gear Aegis blah 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 out of NA. Well, you didn't say that, so no, it wasn't going. It was going to go into NA, but Sam
I did.
did a thing.
Yep.
But I was going to put it in NA, and then it'll be another 20 to get it out. Because you got to say in the super chat.
But he did just
keep it out.
Some more in, didn't he? So I'm so happy with what I decided.
El Magico 2006, $2. The Hawk Fighter from Buck Rogers. Yes, I loved this when I was a kid. I still think it's a pretty cool looking design, and I think it's sexy. It absolutely is sexy. It's got that bird look, the landing gear, just being talons, and I think it's a 2-seater at least, possibly
I would
3.
think so.
Possibly a 3-seater. But yes, it looks beautiful in motion. It's a fantastic looking ship, but it is essentially just a bird. So, you know.
But birds don't look like this. You know what I mean? They're not spaceships, so it is right. It's still a spaceship in a bird form, and it looks very nice. But it is not like a car they just ripped off. It's a fully designed bird thing. All the angles are distinct and whatever. It's sexy. Is it creative? Both yes and no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen the show. I don't know how much they could do at the time, but certainly I'd love to see a CGI space scene with it doing some stuff, you know. And it shows you how effective a two-tone color can be. The white of the hull and the red of the, you know, of the rest. It really pops. What are you thinking? Because it's a tricky one, because it kind of goes against the... It looks like what it is, but also it is something different. What you thinking? What you thinking?
Let me just look at this chart.
Because I have a lot of contrast to play with here. There's a lot of layers to this. You guys are throwing a lot of good stuff here, and a lot of just stuff.
As I said, when I was a kid, this was my favorite ships from Buck Rogers, and I thought Hawk was a cool character. So there's just this nostalgia thing there for me. I kind of want to say a C. Being simplistic and it looks like something that it's not almost, but kind of like the Yamato.
It's nice to look in the Yamato though. I was going to say C as well. I think it's a very proud C. It's going for sleek and it's sleek. Yeah, 100%. No, yeah.
Alrighty. Not a bad account, $2. Canon Prime Timeline USS Enterprise on Discovery. Totally not Prime Timeline, but cool. There it is. That's an A. I mean, pretty sexy, but not as sexy as the TOS Enterprise. It's just that simple.
I prefer the NSCA Protector and Daedalus. And Gunstar, honestly.
Oh, so where do you want to put it?
I mean, I'll go with B, but it is such a diminishment. Negative space in the nacelles, the deflector's horrendous. Sorry, yeah, no.
I was trying to be nice.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, honestly, I think the Discovery A is sexier, because that's the criterion, right?
Yeah.
As redesigns go, that would actually be an interesting debate, because they're both redesigns. Sorry, I just feel strongly it shouldn't be close to the Connie. It's not as sexy. Now, if they gave it the same hull colour and texturing, you might get into A for last season, right? You very may well.
Yeah. Classic for real, $5. I don't care if it's an automatic. And I want to nominate the second generation Chevrolet Camaro because it's both mine and Stuart's favorite car. And for some reason, I mean, Sam, out of all the second gen Camaros, why did you pick like a 74?
Clear shot, I don't know.
Pick the 72.
I don't know what these things
bumper.
are. I'm just Googling and finding a good picture.
Pick the 72 with the split chrome bumper or my
okay,
US
stop.
79 to 81.
Okay, Camaro, 72 split what?
Say it's 1972 Camaro.
Split bumper.
Split front chrome bumper, yes.
You want chrome, okay. Well, this one's for sale apparently, but that could be posted whenever.
It's the only Camaro I'd want more than mine.
Oh. Is
But
that
anyway,
is
yeah,
that right?
it's definitely NA. Yeah, that's a fucking modified one. It's lower. It looks like hot garbage. No, like just.
You
stop.
find a
Anyway,
picture then. I don't.
all right, I'm gonna go find a picture. You talk to the people.
Yes, I
and
will.
do this right.
Definitely NA. Oh god. Yeah, guys, vote in the poll right now. There's still so many more to do. Having a lot of fun. It's crazy. Oh, I guess I could talk about the GoFundMe while you're doing that briefly. Yes, so I had to launch a thing, guys, the 42 of you that are watching. As you know, I do Star Trek fan films, and we had a giant problem in that one of our hard drives got damaged, and it caused to risk of a lot of things getting broken and lost. So I had to make this GoFundMe to try and support getting the replacement hard drive to get the data off the broken one, and backups, because we have zero backups of any files because we just can't afford to because they're too much and too expensive. So we had to launch GoFundMe to try and raise some funds. Luckily, a lot of you are very nice and generous. I've already got us to some initial goal necessarily save the data, but we've got so many terabytes of films that are just on one drive and there's no hope we can split them. So we've got to GoFundMe right now. Please, anything helps with those, because every 10, 15, whatever does go up and does help. And yeah, we really want to be able to, not lose these films, because that'd be a real shame, and we don't reshoot them. And yeah, it's a thing. Like I said, we've done really well so far, and let's be honest, if all 40 of you put in 5, I would instantly jump it a lot. So, Yeah.
And El Magicos 2006 says, "Are they trolling? The Strange New World Enterprise is gorgeous." It is. It's Johnny's design, but it's not as gorgeous as the TOS one.
I mean, look, you're going B with NACA, Gunstar, Daedalus. Like, look at where it's with. Some beautiful beauties in B, right? That's a really high bar.
It's just not S quality. So the original one was better in many ways.
And I can show you god awful, horrendous shots that look absolutely awful, right?
Yep.
Can't we do that with TOS Connie, actually?
The design's nice. If you shined it up to be a bright white, made 1 or 2 slight tweaks to some of the dimensionality, perfect. It would be absolutely an S. But
yeah, if we made it 25% closer to the Connie, it'd be great.
Yep.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not.
Oh, you had a little tick, didn't you? A little snicker. Okay.
I just had trouble breathing.
Oh, you okay? You good?
No, I'm dying.
Oh, that's right. Okay, next.
Next up, we got Not a Bad Account with $2. Captain EO's spaceship from the Michael Jackson sci-fi film.
That classic. Yes. They go different places though. It doesn't go to me in the same way.
I mean, it looks like an Incan kind of ancient artifact. It doesn't feel at all spaceshipy. It's not really sexy.
Oh,
it
looks like out of what's it called? You don't know because I haven't told you yet. Monorayan's Bruce Willis, Fifth Element. Right, out of Fifth Element.
Oh yeah, that does feel like a Fifth Element ship for sure.
Like if it was in that universe, it'd be like, oh, it's a solid C+. Because it's like perfect for that. I mean, D, it's kind of cool in its own sort of fun, dumb way.
Sure, I'm happy to go with the D.
Yeah.
I've never seen Captain EO though, which is embarrassing, I guess, but that's fine. Classic for real, $2. USS Pacific NCC 201. We don't have it on here.
What, sorry?
The Pacific.
Oh yes, I had. Yeah, that was. Bam. There you go.
Bam. Yeah, a more real world kind of vibe on what a Star Trek ship could be in an alternate universe. Yeah, Eric Henry does great work. I do love this design. It feels very modern military, though, with a lot of the attachments it has on it and the way a lot of things operate. And that's what he was going for. But sexy-wise, I might have to put it... Well, I think I know where I want to put it. What do you want to say about the Pacific 201? We've done a video on it.
Pretty sexy, at least to be.
Yeah.
It gets the clean one.
Team B.
Yeah, go for B. Yeah, very good.
Cool. All right, put it there for now. Not a bad account, $2. The Agamemnon from Babylon 5.
Which we're going to give a... Where is it? Where you've done it? It's C, next to the ring ship. Agamemnon is the Omega Destroyer.
Oh, yes. It is already up there, so... Classic for real, $2. Johnny Lightning variant USS Majestic NCC 31060. Johnny Lightning toy. I mean, it's a Miranda class. It's a pretty sexy design, I guess. Probably give this a B.
Yes.
I considered A for a second, but then I'm like, nah.
I mean, it's not as sexy as Pacific or some of the stuff in B, though. Miranda's not a sexy one. It's stocky, right?
True.
And this one has weird fudge on it. I mean, if that was the point of this variant, right?
C.
C it is, yeah.
C it is. See what we did there? All right. Patrick James, member upgrade to lieutenant. So thank you. That is awesome.
That really, really helps.
Holy shit. Okay, we got to call no more super chats.
Yes.
Because we still got a lot here.
Mm-hmm.
We got 9 minutes. Shade Motor Productions, $5. Moonlight SY3. I have no idea what that is. Is that this?
I think so. I just kept picture going. Yeah, that's a nice version. There's lots of not good versions. I picked a nice version. It's had a bit of a chance.
I would say a D. It feels like a modern day fighter, like atmospheric only. It doesn't have a spaceship vibe to me.
It's pretty damn sexy though.
It is. It is.
Like it's like I don't think you could build that. You know, it's too sleek. But you know, maybe C to average it out.
Sure. Running out of C room.
Yes.
Let's throw it there for right now. Dan Ben, £2. BSG 2004 Botanical Cruiser. I mean, for Botanical Cruiser, it's better than the Rainforest ship from Discovery. So, I will give it a. I want to give it at least a C.
Well, thing is, it looks exactly the same as the thing from F. It's clearly inspired by, just slightly nicer.
I'd say more than slightly.
Sure, but
it turned that one from F to sexy. So
to sexy though, full on to
sexier.
To sexier. What were you gonna say then? What was your?
The original ship was without makeup. This one has makeup.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then lost some weight as well, or at least lost some height. I guess. Won some weight, lost some height. It's better for it.
Looking at the stuff in D, the Interstellar and stuff, I think this is probably a D.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sean O'Sullivan, €2. Jaeger class. It's like poetry. They rhyme. I mean, here's the thing with the Jaeger class. It's not an awful looking design. It's just the problems I have with it are all scale wise. Just throwing an Intrepid class with a Maquis Raider doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why do we do this to ourselves? ourselves. I want to say a C for this one.
Yes.
Because it's better than anything in D. If there wasn't scale issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean we're so biased on this one. I don't think we can be rational around it. So I think C feels fair, average out the board. Cause it's not unsexy, but it's not sexy, but it's yeah.
Just gonna clump it in there with C. C's getting kind of busy.
Yeah.
Fleet Paw, member for 58 months of the rank of captain.
Oof.
Don't suppose I can use this for the Jupiter 2 from the 1997 movie Lost in Space. That ship looked cool to 8-year-old me. Samuel, don't forget to snap to attention for me. Okay. Jupiter 2. This, I don't know if I like this one better than the other one from the new show. I do appreciate the kind of asymmetrical look to it, though. And its launch module being the original Jupiter, I think was really neat the way that broke away and this came out. So there are bonus points for that. Plus Mimi Rogers and Heather Graham. Come on. This is their home, and they're attractive ladies. It's a pretty cool design, honestly.
No, I think this is better than the other one because it's more creative. And it feels more alien, which is weird but cool. And in fact would work better than the other one for the other film, given they have their tech-based aliens, kind of. This actually would fit better for that. I don't remember the interiors particularly well. They are more generic sci-fi over NASA sci-fi. I think this is a nicer design because it's weird, and I'm so glad that the model came to auction. I think it's really clear shots. And it's great in the film, and it holds up really well in the film.
Do you want to put it at A, then?
No. It's still, if you took out the panel lines, right, it'd just be an egg with another egg on it, right? You know, but it all comes together in a way that I think is creative. I think I'd give it a gentle B. You know, it does what it does rather well.
Yeah,
like it's way cleverer than like the mega Star Spaceball, but it's also doing less. But is so many metrics, right, to sort of quantify and compare.
Yes.
Hey, we're all close to business, guys. So stop with the supers.
Yeah, no more super chats, guys. We're gonna fire through these real quick. Here we go.
But also, the spoil's amazing. Thanks so much.
And tomorrow I have to be done at 6, not a minute after.
TNG season 2.
Yes,
exciting.
Sergeant Montgomery, $2. Fondor Hallcraft from Star Wars Andor is wicked.
Which I just got as part of the fan home model collection, actually, like last week.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool design.
But I wouldn't say sexy.
No, that's what I was just gonna say.
It's clever, interesting, but I'd say it's a solid D. Just because it's blocky and it's not trying to be anything except clever. If you've seen the show, you know what I mean.
Yes. I'm fine with putting it at D. All right, we're down to the last few. Mark Lawrence, $5. White base Trojan horse from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. We're jumping into white base. It looks like a lion. It looks like the Sphinx, but like spaceshipized. I mean, it's pretty cool design. I'm just running out of things to say about these things. For me, it's a C.
Yes.
He says assertively.
Yeah, it's weird as hell, but I kind of like it. Go for C.
No, they're not NA. They're just bleeding into NA. So
and boy, I did shrink a few.
Schmobuddy, $2. F2 302 Tari Death Glider, but better. Yes, it's a pretty cool design. It looks like it could just be so but it actually is a really neat design. It really works well. Definitely has the fighter feel because that's what it is. Kind of got a Cylon vibe to it a little bit as well. There's a lot going on with the shapes. They're very simple, but they're also, I think, very well put together. And its profile or its silhouette looks really cool. So, yeah, it is kind of sexy.
It is. It's way bigger than you think.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can tell at the cockpit. Yeah, it's really sexy. Even though it's literally got a hard edge wing at the front, which feels very unsexy. But just the curves and angles work well together. It looks amazing in motion, especially when they have more to do later seasons. I don't think it's as sexy as the Hammerhead, but it's trying to be less sexy. As in, that has all the curves.
I think this is more sexy than the Hammerhead.
Okay.
It's more simple.
Yes. Well, it's more logical and grounded. You'd make this before you made that, but that's trying to look more sexy, and I think it pays off. But I mean, put it at B. Go for equal, just in different ways.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the ship I know the ship quite well. There's a lot of hard edges that are weird. Wow, the variety in B is astounding. Goodness.
Yeah, this is a list that's begging for refinement at some point.
Yeah, just take the SA, Bs, and C, or even take out the Cs. And well, yeah.
We should have been putting more in A's, honestly. I think. But anyway, let's get this done because I gotta. Yeah, I'm.
Oh, classic.
Fuck. Yeah. Okay. Classic for real. $5. Crap. Valley Forge reminds me. Do we still have time for the Star Trek Discovery Rainforest ship?
D. It's curvy and nice looking from a sex appeal version, just not from a functional ship perspective.
Yes, F is correct.
Oh. Okay.
Corey Erickson, $5. Real ship, Space Shuttle Enterprise OV-101. Sexy because humans really built it and it actually went to space. The Enterprise never went to space. The Enterprise was a test vehicle and just a proof of concept for gliding and stuff. So it never went to space. But the design did.
So it's not a spaceship, but it's a spaceship design.
Yes.
I mean, Space Shuttle quite sexy, very simple. Too simple.
See?
Yes. But it's quite sexy. They were definitely for aesthetics as well.
Classic for real, $2. Someone says Fast and Furious F-bomb Camaro, so there. Yeah, I got a better looking Camaro.
Well, I put it up there, so.
I know. You tried. You tried.
NA, maybe.
Fleet Pass Swiftback, $5. The Strange New Worlds Connie is what happens when special effects people change designs without the artist knowing about it. It makes them furious too. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's an interesting list.
Yeah, I mean the Enterprise would be if it had been designed in Strange Worlds and not in Discovery first. They kind of locked it in. It would look different for sure. They kind of unfortunately made their bed and they had to lie in it and just make it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Hey Bradley. Wow, what a thing, Stuart. What a thing. Wow.
Craziness.
Final result on the poll, though. 67% of you, only 67% said the TOS Colony is in the top 10 sexiest ships. Your feelings on this, Stuart, and how many people are we banning, do you think?
We also have 67 likes, so that's weird. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you people. Don't tell me who you are, because you'll be banned. I'm just kidding.
But we still love you all.
But while we have 40 of you here, before you go anywhere, don't go anywhere. Because tomorrow we have our season 2 of TNG episodes that we're covering. And on the weekend, probably Saturday, haven't picked a day yet. Saturday or Sunday, we're doing our Star Trek The Motion Picture movie review, which will be at Drunkyards. Be at least 3 hours. And so join us for that. It'll be fun to do our review style, but on the movies. And there's going to be one every month this year. So.
And we're going to be pretty, as we would for any other movie, so it'll get the honest opinion.
But it's a drunkyard, so you can have us drink during it, which kind of alters our perception as we go.
So we might get more honest, is what you're saying.
So by the end, it might be like, this is the best of the Star Trek movies.
You know, when that bulge is on the screen, Stuart, I'm just like, oh, Decker boy, he's having a great time. Why am I drunk at the 36-minute mark of the film?
You won't be that drunk at that point. Perfect
Thank
way
you.
to end.
Foreshadowing, baby.
So yeah, make sure you tune in tomorrow.
Dan,
and
the new 4K, the best one, the definitive
yes,
remastered director's cut,
director's cut. Yeah.
best chance possible.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Whew.
anyway,
Oh, Bradley.
until then,
yes, you have.
until then, thank you to everybody that's joined us.
Yes.
Super chatted. You're all awesome.
Amazing.
He's Commander Cock.
He's got a Foley.
We're Trekyards, and we'll see you guys later.
We skipped every single one of the thumbnail except one.